I am cute, curvy, confident. I am. Hey, beautiful people. I don't know what's going on with my computer today, but it is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I am back, y'all. I am back. And I may be out for a little bit because I'm having my knee replaced tomorrow. I will talk a little bit about that at the end of today's show. But I have a couple of announcements first. First, let me introduce myself. I am Dr. Daryl, the cute, curvy, confident coach, and I have the pleasure of helping women to break free from the guilt and shame of not being able to lose weight, keep it off, and feel amazing while they are losing the weight. That is the gist of it. You have every right to feel good about yourself no matter what size you are, and I am here to help you do that. Okay. So, have a couple of announcements. I am changing the name of the show. The name of the show used to be Cute, Curvy, Confident Convos, and I still like that. But then I thought about it and I said, you know what? This is a lifestyle. This is a way of living, being cute, curvy, confident. And there is no and between that. It's all three words, just cute, curvy, confident. So, hence, the name of the show will now be Living the Cute, Curvy, Confident Lifestyle with Dr. Daryl. Okay. So, and we're doing big things over here. I am live streaming today. My show will be moving, but I'm not leaving to a broadcast. It will be live streamed on what is it, Roku, Apple TV, and some other things. So on Stage Plus. So I'm very happy and grateful about that. And so look. We are moving on up, y'all. And what I mean by moving on up, I mean we are recognizing that abundance is our birthright. We are worthy of every single thing that we want, and it is your time now. All you have to do is take it. Okay. So if you are watching me, you need to give permission to StreamYard so that when you do make a comment, I am able to see who you are. If you are looking for a place, a safe space to be yourself and be honest about your struggles with losing weight, I want you to join the Cute, Curvy, Confident crew. Y'all better get into the crew, honey, because we are on and popping. The better people that we have in a group that are really determined to do this time, because I said before, it is your time now. All you have to do is take it. You're going to have the support that you need, not just from me, because it is a community for people to just feel safe to say, you know what, I like eating candy and I don't know how to stop. Or I feel really bad about my stomach hanging over my pants, and I try to hide it and it's hard to hide it, and I feel like people are looking at me all the time. This is a space for you to be able to say that, because guess what, I know that I have lost over 400 pounds. My highest weight used to be 674 pounds. I had weight loss surgery. It was a failed weight loss surgery. You know what? I think I'm going to stop saying that because I lost, over 200 pounds of that surgery. Unfortunately, as high as I was, I needed to lose more than that. And I got stuck for like 10 years. And I struggled and I felt guilty and I had the shame of, you had the surgery and look at you, you still fat and ugly. Like I used to say those things to myself, and I'm human. And so until I started to transform my mindset and looking at my body different and looking at myself different and looking at food differently and looking at moving my body for comfort and for it to be mobile, I started looking at those things differently. And I realized that it's not just about the weight. It is about living a beautiful life and waking up smiling that you have another day to be amazing. And there's nothing wrong with that, because why? Because you deserve it. I'm trying to fix my mic over here, y'all. Because you deserve it. Okay, that's going to be in the way. All right. Hopefully you guys can hear me. If not, put me a little message in the chat. Okay, so let's get started. I just wanted to tell you to stop sabotaging your weight loss. We do it all the time. Either we get scared or we get afraid of failing again. And that is sabotaging. So you say to yourself, I done tried this a million times. I'm never going to be able to do it. So I'm just going to go and eat what I want to today. And guess what? It's nothing wrong with eating what you want to eat, but could you imagine if you change your mindset and you change the way that you look at food and you're grateful for yourself and you feel good about yourself, you may just start choosing different food that's going to actually heal and nourish your body. And so guess what? You can eat whatever you want. But now the difference is what you want is not what you used to want. And so, and I think I want to do a show about that. That was a good one, y'all. Look, because I'm 52. And what I mean by that, not that I'm old, I can't remember. It's just that now I know I'm going to write everything down because I'm not going to forget anything. And I am the queen of documentation. Okay. So we're going to talk about that on another show. See how things just pop up? Okay, so let me give you tonight. I'm just gonna give you three ways that you're sabotaging your weight loss. I had like 12 of them written down. I was like, they not gonna do all that. So I'm just gonna give you three, and I had to choose my three, and I think these are good. So the number one is unrealistic expectations. We look at these magazines, we're looking at TV, we're looking at America's Top Model. We see these 16-year-old girls whose stomach you can bounce a quarter off of, and we're like 52, and your body has changed after you've had all those babies, or even just from age and menopause, and your expectations are not realistic. And let me tell you, when I got really clear about what I wanted for myself. It's good that you have to get clarity. I used to say, God, please, I just want to be skinny. I want to be skinny. I remember being really young, maybe 8 or 9, and I had a full length mirror in my room, and I used to stand in front of my mirror with my hands, my fists clenched really tight, and I would close my eyes and say, God, please, 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 when I open up my eyes, please let me be skinny, please, 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 and I would open up my eyes, and I was still the cute, chunky little girl that I was. I know that now that I was cute. I didn't feel that way then. And so then I just used to say, I just want to be skinny. Why can't I be skinny like everybody else? And of course, everybody else, they weren't skinny, but they were a smaller size than me. Until I sat down, after I learned a few things, I sat down and I wrote down, what does skinny mean to me? And I started to write. And first I said, smaller. I want my legs to be a certain size. I want to wear this size clothes, and it was all like body size related. Then I started getting into, I want to live a long time. I've been knowing my husband since I was 9. We've been together since the 10th grade, and I said I want to grow old with him. We have 3 girls. I want to see them grow up. I want to see them have, their families if they're going to have children, and be able to play with my grandchildren. And I want to be able to retire from work and travel the world and do all of these things. And I realized that was my skinny. I wanted to be able to go and just buy regular size clothes. I had to shop out of the big and tall men's catalog. First, I was in the it was called gosh, what was it called? Women Within is really Lane Bryant's online catalog. So it was Lane Bryant at the time, but you could only get it out of the catalog. And so once I got, now their clothes are bigger. If I weighed 674, I would be able to wear clothes out of that women's catalog. But back then, you're talking about what, 1990, 1992. um and I have to really just pick a year because I've been heavy since the age of 7. I was in the 400s when I was in high school, and I had to shop out of the big and tall men's catalog. And I felt shameful about that. Here I am. I have a boyfriend. Was I married? I wasn't married yet. I have a boyfriend, and he loves me, and I can't even wear a cute dress for him, or I can't even get like really dressed to go to school. I was in school at the time. Um, and so thank God for my mother, she sewed. So, I had clothes, and I wore skirts all the time. You could not have paid me to wear a pair of pants at that time. But I realized that my expectations were unrealistic. It was unrealistic for me to think that, especially with me being overweight for so long. Even now, I'm suffering with the hanging skin on my arms. It is what it is. I still love my arms. Now, I'm going to get the skin removed because my elbows hurt and I deserve to be pain free. However, I look at that as a badge of honor. My body has been through a lot, and Homegirl is a beast. Do you hear me? I said it earlier today. Could you imagine carrying almost 700 pounds around 24/7? I, I cannot imagine that today. What I remember, what I still connect to, is the hopelessness and the sadness of being that heavy and crying myself to sleep every night because I had tried everything and it was nothing worked, you know. And so once I got realistic expectations, then things started to open up for me. That and along with some other things. Okay. So I got realistic about what does the skinny look like? Because it didn't mean that in order for me to do all of those things, and I wrote down beside it, what weight do I need to be able to do this? And it was an eye opener for me because I realized, well, they have a plus size section in, Sears or whatever, Macy's. I can stop shopping out of the catalogs, and I don't need to be a size 2 for that, or I don't need to weigh 130 pounds for that, right? So my goal was not to be skinny. I didn't have to be skinny for that. So get clear on your expectations. I'm giving you that homework, and I want you to write down, what would your life look like if you got what you wanted, if you were the size that you wanted to be? And then I want you to be realistic. Think about it. Well, what size do I have to be to do that? Because y'all see Lizzo, and she just a dancing and singing on stage. You have to build up the, what is the word? Gosh, what is it? Just escaped my mind. You have to build up the stamina to do that. Those singers and stuff who perform on stage, it's not because they're skinny. They spend hours, and they have coaches for breathing and singing without making their, throat sore. She has built up to that. So that's why she can do what she does, and she's not a size 2, and she's absolutely beautiful and confident in her size, and you can see it on stage. Okay, so get realistic about your expectations. Okay, the second one is, and if you're here, please drop something in the chat, but remember, you have to give StreamYard permission um, in order for me to see who you are. Okay, number 2, emotional triggers. Anybody that says to you that food is not emotional has no clue what they are talking about. Even people who don't have weight issues are emotional about food. Even babies, before they're able to talk. How many videos have you seen when a baby takes something for the first time and they dancing? Because it's like, oh, that's good. Or you going out to dinner that night and you're going somewhere that you really like, and oh, I cannot wait to eat that. It is emotional. And so you have triggers. And I know for me now, I'm going to speak about myself now, having had weight loss surgery, my stomach is still very small, and it's been over 20 years. Um, you could not pay me to go to a, what do they call? We used to call them smorgasbords. Am I dating myself? Well, y'all know, I'll tell y'all how old I am. What is it called? Old Country Buffet. So you could not pay me to go to something like that because it's just too many choices, and I get anxiety. And for me, it's too many choices because I know with my stomach, I'm only going to be able to get 4 to 5, maybe 6 bites, depending upon what it is. Number one. Number two is because I'm also plant based. So that already eliminates a whole bunch of stuff for me. But seeing all of the stuff and I'm trying to figure out what can I eat, what's the clear anxiety. So doesn't mean I need to work on it. No, it means I'm not going with you to Old Country Buffet. I'm not putting myself in harm's way. We have this thing about, oh, well, you need to work through that. No, I don't. Everything is not meant to be worked through. If you have a friend and you know that friend is not a friend of you, you don't have to work jack out. I already know what kind of friend you are, and I choose to choose me over the way that you treat me. So therefore, I no longer want to be in a friendship with you. Doesn't mean I wish you any ill will, anything like that, right? Everything does not need to be worked through. I don't need to go to therapy to talk about if you have too many. I just ain't going. I'm not putting myself in that situation and it's not that serious. It's not impacting my life, right? But I know I just wouldn't put myself in that situation because again, it's emotional. And you think about somebody, and all my friends who have had this surgery, you think about it when you're hungry, those bites become very important. They become very important when I go to a restaurant and I tell them, please fix my food this way. And you come back and and we all taste things more than one little taste. So I done ate about 3 spoonfuls. Now I'm like, now I'm getting mad. It's not right. And I only got 2 to 3 bites left. Food is very emotional. We use it for celebrations. We use it when we're sad. We use it for anxiety where we're just, nibbling all day. So you have to recognize your emotional triggers. So keep a notepad with you. I look, I don't, it's embarrassing. I don't want to even turn my camera around so y'all can see all of the notebooks that I have. Okay. And I keep one in my purse. And if I don't have one, then I use my phone, my note thing on my phone. Okay. So I'm giving you another assignment because we work in the Cute Curvy Confident Crew. There is no sitting and noticing what everybody else is doing. No, you actually need to do the work and you have the support to get that work done. Okay. So now I want you to just write down what do you think triggers you to overeat? And some people they get a trigger to not eat. Sometimes not eating is just as bad as overeating. You have to learn the science of losing weight. And starving yourself is not it. You're actually doing more harm. You're doing more harm than that. Okay. All right. And the last one I'm going to talk about, and I wrote 4 here. Okay. I'm just going to end with this one. Number 3 is your lack of support. You know, we sometimes we don't want people to know that we're trying to lose weight because we're embarrassed or we feel bad about what we're doing. And I know a lot of people who have weight loss surgery, they don't tell people the truth about having the surgery. You're fine. Give me your name. I see Facebook user. You have to get StreamYard permission, and you can come back and watch this later. Good evening. So the support is important. And if you sometimes, to be honest though, I know for me, if I'm really working on, hey Kelly, if I am working on something that I'm not ready to share, I only tell a small amount of people. Or I go into a support group and I'm in plenty of groups online where I don't personally know the people. And I can go in there, honey, and cry like a river. I mean, just say everything that's bothering me. And I don't feel judged. Sometimes we feel judged by our husbands and our sisters and brothers and cousins. So, for your own safety, join a community that everybody is working on the same thing that you are working on. So, that lack of support is key. And I'm going to say 2 types of support. You want one support where you just want somebody to listen. You want to be able to say, you know what? Before getting into the shower today, I looked in the mirror and I just cried. And I didn't realize that I had 3 rolls of fat on my back. I have this roll of fat on my back because, I lost more weight. I lost like weight in spurts. And now this part of my back, look, I'm touching it. This part of my back is it really bothers me. Like, well, I shouldn't say bother me because I just love myself. I'm so glad that I came to that realization. Um, but when I'm conscious about choosing my clothes that I put on because of the roll of fat on my back. Now that is my preference. So, but you need to get to a place where either you don't care and you're comfortable with yourself. Like for me, I'm comfortable with myself. However, I know how I want to look in my clothes. And because and I'm not going to say a flat stomach, meaning let me give a definition for that because everybody, oh, your stomach is so flat. No, it ain't. It just don't stick out further than my boobies. That's all. So when you look at me, like, oh, she snacks. And I do have a small waist, and that's just something that's in my family, honey. I got the butt and the hips, okay? So I do have a small waist, but a lot of people say, "Oh, I have a girlfriend at work," and every time she sees it, she's like, "Girl, I'm just that waist, that stomach." I'm telling you, it's not flat. It just doesn't sit out further than my boobie. So it looks flat, right? So for me, I don't want my stomach to be flat. And then I have this roll of fat in the back. So it just makes me conscious of my own fashion style and how I want to look. But you have to determine that for yourself. And so you want a place, you want a community where you could come on and say that and say, you know what? I was naked today and I just was not feeling it. So then you need to get to a place where you're comfortable being naked. For me, I have a lot of loose skin. When you lose as much weight as I have had, um, have 9 times out of 10, you need to have all of the skin removal surgeries twice. So I've had a tummy tuck, and I still got this row of fat because I lost more weight. I've had a thigh lift. I need another thigh lift because I lost more weight. It was getting in the way, and it wasn't going to be feasible for me to wait until I got down to the size that I felt comfortable with. And I'm going to be honest, I'm very comfortable at this size. Like if I can get the skin cut off, honey, I will be fine. Okay. I'm fine now, but I will be fine, fine. Okay. Um, so my arms, I have not had my arms done yet. So, and that's why my arms have so much skin on them because I haven't had the first surgery to remove them. And it could be a little bit dangerous too if you have a lot of skin. So they tell you, well, they don't tell you. I had to find out the hard way. Like y'all, weight loss surgeons, will y'all please start telling these people the truth about what they are going to go through. Now I'm 22 years out. Okay, so I got some stuff to share, and maybe that'll be a show just for all my weight loss surgery people because they don't tell y'all the truth. They don't tell y'all the stuff that you need, and we need the support. Going back to number three, make sure you have the support system. And I'm telling you, your best bet is to be around people that are working on the same type of goal. Now, y'all know I got something for y'all. I have a support system for you. It's free. It's called the Cute Curvy Confident Crew. I like that. Cute Curvy Confident Crew. I should be posting the link, and I am going to post the link in the chat so that if you are not a part of the group, right now I am actually going, I'm live in the Facebook group as well as YouTube and as well as my page. But eventually there will be, I'm going to be doing classes in now why won't that post me? Okay, it'll post in there. There you go. Um, and it posted twice. I don't. Oh, I guess each platform that I'm going live on. So the eventually those classes that I'm going to do in the group are only going to be for the group. So my show will be different. Like this show right here will not be in the group because this is going to be streamed live for everyone. But in the group, I'm going to be teaching classes. I'm going to be, sharing a plant-based recipe a week that you guys can try. You have to start getting into the motion and I can't even talk implementation. You have to actually do the work. And trust me, I know what that's like. I was that person that would get an exercise video, girl. I'd be sitting there and I'd be like, dang, that's good. Oh, that's a nice exercise. Just eating my popcorn. not exercising, but watching all the other people exercise. How many of y'all have done that? Okay, put a one in the chat if you have done that, where you done bought some type of exercise video and you're like, oh, well, I'll just look at it first, and you're not doing it. Okay, so I'm trying to revamp this group and really coming in and sharing what I'm doing, and not just showing you the results of my labor. Of course, I'm going to show you the results, but I want to give you some effective techniques and strategies and tools that you can use so that you could get this done. Life is too short. And if you are sitting around feeling bad about yourself because of some numbers on a scale, it is my passion to change that for you, because you are going to be so much better for your spouse, your children, at work, your life, this world. You're going to be a better you for you if you could just love yourself exactly where you are. And that is where my drive comes from, because I wished I had someone to tell me, even at 674, that you're beautiful. Now, mind you, I had my husband. My husband loves me no matter what. But you know, it's different. You expect your husband to love you. So it's different. Just like if your mother said, oh, you're the smartest person in the world. Ma, of course I am to you. So it's different though if I thought that I was beautiful. And now I do, and it is a different feeling. And when I say that, I don't say that as, oh, I'm beautiful, I'm more beautiful than anybody else. I'm just beautiful for me, and that's enough. That's enough for me to look in the mirror, look at my pictures, and I keep looking at one of my, where is it at? Oh, because it's opposite. One of my pictures back here that I took, that's on the back of my album. And I'm like, girl, you cute. Like, I'm glancing at it, and I should feel good about myself. Even the picture on, look, the picture on my book, I probably was about 60 pounds heavier on that book. So I'm currently working on my second book, because I have expanded my framework and what I do to not only lose weight, but to be able to keep it off and to just feel good about myself. And it has impacted me in more ways than just my weight. It has enhanced my life. It has helped me to find my true purpose, which is this. And it's never too late. And most people, when they turn 50, they're thinking, oh, I'm on the downside of life. We're going to get this popping. So click on that link. Equipment says, well, that's it. That is enough. Absolutely. So I'm sorry, I don't see anybody's name. Um, but I'm going to go ahead and end here. I'm not going to keep you long. I'm going to recap through the three things that you are doing to sabotage your weight loss. Number one, you have unrealistic expectations. Number two, you have not identified your emotional triggers. And number three, lack of support. So I'm personally inviting you now to join the Cute, Curvy, Confident crew. And we are a loving group of people. When you come in, I want you to introduce yourself and tell us, what are you trying to work on? What are you struggling with? Make sure you answer the questions. When you do join, you will get a free download of my weight loss affirmations and my weight loss meditation that will be text to you. So, you'll get some other information. So I'll need your email and I'll need your cell phone number so I can text you the affirmations and the meditation, which are two things that I use in my practice and two things that I use when I really started back to get back on track again, to get my weight loss started again. And I started with one affirmation, and I have it tattooed on my wrist: disciplined and focused. Now I have expanded that, and it is, I am disciplined, focused, persistent, and consistent. So we grow, and it's never too late to grow. It's never too late to get what you want. It's never, ever, ever too late, because abundance is your birthright. So thank you for being with me tonight. I appreciate you guys. If you know someone who is struggling, if you know someone who has shared with you, I do not like the way that I look, or I don't like that I need to lose some weight, please, please, please send them my way. Send them, copy that link, text it to them, tell them you need to join this group. I know exactly how they feel. And you guys see, I'm still curvy. The difference is I'm confident and I'm cute. And what that equates to is I accept myself right here, right now. And when I look in the mirror, I see nothing but beauty. And that is very, very important for you to feel confident because it goes out and it shows in everything that you do. Okay. All right. You guys have a beautiful night. And thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. Bye.